children, welcome to your English class, and today we are discussing the second chapter of your English reader, and that is writing a rainbow. I hope you like the previous lesson. You enjoyed the previous lesson. You have seen the video. I have seen there were many views. Also, subscribe the channel if you like the video and if you want to have further lessons. So just let's start with a new lesson, and that is writing a rainbow. Now, the writer of this poem or the author of this poem is Ken Nesbitt, who is a kind of a poet who believes in, who is a bit dreamy, who dreams a lot, and is very much fond of unrealistic things and imaginary things, writes about imaginary things. So here also there is a poem, riding a rainbow. You must have enjoyed too many rides, ride on a camel, ride on a horse riding, or elephant, ride on an elephant. Many kinds of rides you must have enjoyed. But here the poet is talking about a different ride. He wants to ride on a rainbow and many other unrealistic things. Let us go to the through the poem. You will enjoy it. It is very funny poem. It is very unrealistic, imaginary type poem, and you will really enjoy it. So let's start with the poem, whose whose poet is Ken Nesbitt. I'll ride on a rainbow to soar through the sky. So what does the poet says? I'll ride on a rainbow. Rainbow means, what is a rainbow? A combination of different colors. Generally we see in the sky when it's raining. When it's raining, after the rain stops and there is sunlight coming through the when the rain stops, there are minute droplets that are left in the air, and at the same time when the sun comes out, then the rays of the sun passes through the air and through that droplets which are present in the moisture, and then the rainbow forms. There are 7 colors in the rainbow. All of you know that, and those are abbreviated in the form of vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, yellow, orange, and red. So like this, there are 7 colors in the rainbow. And what does the poet want? As it is very much clear from the picture also, that the poet wants to ride through the rainbow, on a rainbow. So I'll ride on a rainbow to soar through the sky. Soar means to rise high up in the sky. To soar through the sky means to rise yourself up in the sky, raise in the sky. So what he wants to do in that, because the rainbow is generally seen in the sky, so he wants to ride on the rainbow. So the rainbow will take him up directly through the sky. I'll ride on a kite as it flies way up high. Next, what he wants to ride on? On a kite. You know, the kite is so light, we can't ride on it, but he is just expressing that imagination, that unrealistic feeling, that I want to ride through the on a kite. Because why? Because it flies high up in the sky. So the sky is his limit. Where the poet wants to reach is the sky, and he wants to reach the sky. So he wants to ride on all those things that would take him up to the sky, through the sky. I'll ride on a dragon. I'll ride on a balloon. Dragon is a new word here. Dragon is an imaginary animal, which has wings and a long tail, and generally is described in fairy tales and stories, and it flies in the sky. It is an animal which flies in the sky. So he wants to ride on a dragon. I'll ride on a balloon. So now the poet wants to ride on the balloon, means whatever thing that goes up to the sky, he wants to ride on that and want to enjoy that ride. He wants to reach high up to the sky and want to enjoy the ride. I'll ride on the rocket and ride on the moon. Now he's going step by step. He is having one more dream, one more thing on which he wants to ride. Now he is saying that I want to ride on a rocket. What is a rocket? Generally you must have seen this Mangalyaan and all, in the movies also they should show the rockets. What are the rockets? As we have airplanes to fly in the air, in the same way beyond the air there is space. So to ride in the space, we need a rocket. So rocket is also known as a spacecraft. As we have a aircraft, in the same way we are to ride in the space, we have spacecraft. So that spacecraft is known as a rocket. So now he wants to ride on rocket. That means beyond the sky, he wants to reach in the space. Okay, so he wants to ride on a rocket, and then he wants to ride also on the moon. So he wants to reach the moon, he wants to ride on all those imaginary things, and what means he wants to go high and high. He is very ambitious. That tells us about the poet, that he is very much ambitious and he wants to rise higher and higher. I'll ride on the wind and the sun and the stars. So now he wants to ride on the wind. What is wind? Wind is a blowing air. When the air blows with a speed, then we call it wind. So I'll ride on the wind. So now he wants to ride on the wind, though wind is totally not visible, we can't see the wind, though then also he wants to ride on that wind. And sun and the stars, now his limit is sun and the stars. He wants to ride on sun and the stars. So it's really funny about it, that the poet wants to ride on sun, which is not moving also, and the stars, those are the limit. So he wants to reach up to the sky, up to the sun, on the floating bananas. Now very much funny, he has made the poem that he wants to ride on the floating banana, something which is moving, always moving in the air, it's floating. So he wants to ride on that floating bananas, though bananas can never float. And flying guitars, we have never seen guitar is a musical instrument. We have ever seen that guitars flying in the sky, but he wants to ride on that also. And what is funny about it, that those floating bananas, those, though we never find bananas floating in the air, he wants to ride on that floating bananas. And guitars which never fly, he wants to fly on that guitars. Though the other things till now he mentioned were all flying, like dragon, rocket, kite, they all used to fly, but bananas never float and guitars never fly, and he wants to ride on that floating bananas and flying guitars. I'll ride on a cloud and a unicorn too. So he wants to ride on the clouds and unicorn. Unicorn is again an animal which is only found in fairy tales and imaginary. It is imaginary animal, and it is like a horse and with a horn on the head. It just seems to be like a horse, but there is only a different thing. A different thing is he has a big horn on his head. So he wants to ride on that unicorn. It is again generally found in fairy tales. Never we have seen that unicorn, but it looks like a horse with a horn on the head. I'll ride on the seat of the magical shoe. Now he wants to ride on the seat. Seat means the place which is made for sitting. Sitting of a magical shoe. Now he wants a magical shoe which can fly, move here and there on its own, and he wants to sit on that magical shoe. Magical means something which is related to magic. Okay, driven by some imaginary forces. Okay, so he wants to ride on that magical, he wants to sit on that magical shoe and want to ride. But why would I ride on the sun? Why would I ride on sun and the stars? Then he asked that why should I ride on sun and stars? Why should we? Why there are other things to ride also, but why we want to ride on sun and stars only? Why? Because it's so much more fun than just riding in the cars. So riding in the cars is not a fun. We just have to sit on a place and we are packed from all the sides, and it's not that much fun. But riding on all these things is such a fun. So he wants to ride on stars and kite and all, because he will enjoy the nature, and it will be so exciting, so thrilling to ride on all these things. That is why. And sitting in a car and just going through the roads is just it sometimes seems to be very boring, but riding on all these things, it's so much fun, so much thrill. So he just says that riding on a car is so much boring, and he wants to have more fun by riding on these sun, stars and all other imaginary things. So that was a poem written by Ken Nesbitt. I hope you enjoyed this funny poem, and if you liked it, then just like and subscribe for the channel. And if you want any other lessons, then you can just mention it in the comment box. Okay, thank